Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Preparation Day to those that keep the Sabbath. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. I come to you today with a new recipe on no-bake cookies. The main ingredient in them is coconut oil, and I'll put my hi, sweetie. I'll put my now I'll let you see in my pan. Put it down a little lower there. Okay. Now, I can tell you what I've got in my pan right now, and I have to keep stirring this. I've got right now what I have in my pot, and thank you all for coming in and sharing this out. And let me go ahead and do the same thing. Let me ask for a share, and let me share it out as well. It's hard when this thing's cockeyed. It's very hard when it's cockeyed, but I'm going to get it done. Oops, I did the wrong thing again. Okay, now, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. I wanted to share it, and I kept asking for share, but I figured out how to do it. This all been changed lately. So anyway, I'll tell you what I got in my pot as soon as I get done here sharing this out on Twitter and Facebook. Okay, what I have in my pot here are well, I don't, but here in my bowl, I have 3 1/4 cup of oats. This comes last. And I use, those are old-fashioned oats, but I don't think it really matters what you use. I see my moderators are in here. Welcome, Alexis. Good to see you. Okay, the recipe itself, and I'll give you what the recipe calls for, and I'll tell you what I have in my pan. The recipe calls for 3 1/4 cup of oats. Now, what I have in my I'm doing a little bit better. Sorry I haven't sent your package out yet, Alexis, but I have been feeling under the weather, and I want to make sure that I'm good and better before I even go out and send it. So I thought I'd let you know. Anyway, okay, 3 1/4 cup of oats. What I have in my pan here is 1/2 cup of, now they've got a certain brand of coconut oil they used. Well, I don't have that coconut oil, but I used melted coconut oil. A 1/2 cup of peanut butter, which I use Skippy. A 1/2 cup of, they say cashew milk, but all I had was almond milk, so I used almond milk. Use what you have. A 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Everybody knows I don't use cocoa powder. I use carob. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And it also calls for a teaspoon of vanilla, but that will come in at the very last when I get done mixing this. This has to be stirred continuously. Now I have to bring it to a... Hi, Alexis. Good to see you. This has to come to a rolling boil, and then I have to time it, and I have to continue to stir it even after it comes to a rolling boil. So this is... doesn't take very long to fix the prep work. I had to get everything... measured out. I like to get everything measured out before I come in here. So it makes it a little easier for you, but you're not waiting on me to measure everything out. If Alexis can do in here, she's from Pampered Chef. If you're not following her, be sure and follow her and help her, because she's got a business of Pampered Chef. She sells that on the sideline along with her regular job. And if you want to be a consultant, you want to host a show, or be the host of a party or whatever, just contact her in her Facebook link. It's in her profile, and she will set you up with whatever you might need. Welcome to everybody that's come in, and thank you for sharing this out. As you can see, I'm continuing to stir this. I know it looks boring to stir it, but you have to keep stirring it until it comes to a boil. And I've got it on medium heat. This thing is, you cannot put it any higher than medium heat. That's it. No higher. So even if I wanted to go higher, I can't do it, because you'll burn it for sure. So you have to keep it on medium heat, and then once it's on medium heat, when it comes to a rolling boil, then I will time it for 4 minutes, because then I have to continue to stir it after 4 minutes, and then take it off the heat, which I will take it off the heat and put in the vanilla. And I'm going to get this thing out so I can set that on here so it won't ruin this wax paper, because this wax paper is for the cookies when I get ready to put them. I'll take them out of the pan. So. What kind of no-bake cookies? They're actually coconut oil no-bake cookies, because they have coconut oil in them. Hi, Erlene. Welcome. They have coconut oil in them. They have oats in them. They have carob powder in them. You have your salt. You have almond milk. One thing I forgot. I can see that right now. I forgot the sugar. I'm going to have to go get that. Just a minute. I don't know how I forgot that, but I did. I just now have to look at my instructions, and it calls for 2 cups of sugar. Well, I don't use, everybody knows that I don't use refined sugar. I use the raw sugar. I use the cane sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and get me a spoon and measure this out. I knew it looked like it was pretty low, and I thought, what in the world did I do? And I forgot to put the sugar in there. It's real easy to overlook something in your recipe. I went down the row, and I just happened to see that I had forgot the sugar. This thing isn't going to have any taste to it if I don't put sugar in it. It's going to be awful. It's going to be so bitter. So I'm going to do it this way. Hope and pray I don't spill it all over the place. Let's do it this way. I'll be right with you. Wants to get all over everything. You can barely see me doing it, but I don't want to tilt my thing up because I got to come back down anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and this happens to be yeah, it's pretty good. This happens to be, and I get this at Walmart. This is Marina pure raw cane sugar. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Okay, now I can stir it. Now it'll be a little bit better. I thought there wasn't much to it. There we go. Now it should be a lot better. I'm glad I thought of that now instead of afterwards. Let me put this back. Okay. All right, there we go. So, okay. Then I just keep stirring this. As you get, the whole trick is to keep stirring it. You don't want to get lumpy, and you don't want it burning. So you got to keep stirring it until it comes to a rolling boil, and that takes a little time. Welcome to everybody that's come in, and these are cookies that will be very easy to make for anybody. You don't even have to be vegan to make them. Oh, Brandon's walking in the park. I kind of figured as much, Erlene. I figured as much. He does a lot of walking. That gives him good exercise. He ought to be thin as a rail by this time, and walking as much as he does. I don't see why not. You could use coconut sugar if you wanted to. Some people don't care for the cane sugar. They can use coconut sugar. I happen to have both. I just happen to use the cane sugar. But I don't see where it doesn't really matter. They just said raw sugar. So if you use whatever you want. No recipe is set in stone. Oh, he eats a lot of food. No recipe is set in stone. Basically what you do is you tweak it and you make it your own. You put in it what you want to put in it. If there's something in there that you want to change that's in there, you go ahead and change it. Put in what you want. If there's something in there that you want to omit, which I do, I omit a lot of things in my recipes. Omit it. Don't put it in there. That's what you need to do, because they're not set in stone, not by any means at all. I turn around and I make every one of these recipes my own. I never... Oh, hi, Tammy. Good to see you. I'm making a no-bake cookies. You could probably even make these. I'm going to post this up on my Facebook group. They're very simple to make. Easy enough. It's got coconut oil in it. It'll have oats in it. Peanut butter. They said cashew milk, but I used almond milk instead. Welcome, Cheryl. Thank you for inviting your followers. It says Golden Barrel is the brand they use, which I don't know anything about that, and then raw sugar. So I just used what I had. I had Merino cane sugar. And a quarter cup of, instead of cocoa powder, I used carob powder. Everybody knows that I use carob. Half a teaspoon of salt, and then I've got my vanilla out ready to go. And this is the vanilla that I bought. I got this at Amazon. Simply organic. It's Madagascar vanilla, and it's non-alcoholic. It's not real cheap, but it's a little bit better than what I was buying before, because it was a smaller bottle than I was buying before. Oh, 29. She asked me this morning, Merlene if he was about 28. I said, yeah, he's 28. I don't know. My grandson, he's 12, and he's verbal. He can verbalize and everything, but he's got sensory issues. Now I don't know if Brandon has sensory issues, but my grandson Christian has sensory issues, and he still rocks himself. My daughter said he rocks us. That's how we determined that he had autism before she even had him diagnosed, because he would rock himself. Oh, you made some vanilla extract? Oh, cool. How many ounces to that bottle? Okay, let me tell you. It's 4 ounces, but yet it looks like more. See? It's simply organic. I wanted to try this kind. The kind I was getting before, I think, was a co-op. I'm not sure what the name of the co-op was. Can't remember. And it was a 4-ounce bottle too, but it was a smaller bottle for 4 ounces. And I thought, well, and it seemed like yeah, it is. But I feel this way. You only use a teaspoon of it at a time. You're welcome. You only use just a little bit at a time, a teaspoon or so at a time. So you don't use very, very much. So that's one good thing about it. It's not something that you use an extravagant amount of. So you're not going to use it up quite as fast by using just a teaspoon at a time. I haven't had any recipes yet that. Oh, Alexis, shame on you being on Periscope and working. Well, you keep working. And Alexis called me earlier. There was a problem with my debit card for some unknown reason. I don't know what it was. It was a brand new debit card, but she said it wouldn't go through. So I had to change cards on her. So she called me and I gave her my credit card. Doesn't that just suck when you know your card should go through? And I've used it. I've activated it. It just, for some reason, it would not go through. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know. Something in a glitch in the system, maybe. I don't know. But so far, it's worked for me. So, but it's nice. It's always nice talking to Alexis. She's such a sweet lady to talk to. My daughter's talked to her. If you've never talked to Alexis, you're missing something great, because she's a nice lady to really talk to. She really is. So, thank you for coming in here and sharing this out and being here for me, because I sure do appreciate it. I really do appreciate this. It's because of you that I come in here every day. Okay. Yes, I am. I am feeling better. Yes, I am feeling better. I just have to be awful careful. Yeah, I think we all love Alexis. We all love Alexis. But I still say you need to have moderators, Alexis, because the problems you have in your Periscope, you didn't see something this morning, I guess, that came up. My daughter said she saw it. I wasn't on your live scope, so I didn't see it, but I did see it. I did see something similar on the replay. You didn't catch something that was abusive. Somebody's always doing something that they shouldn't be doing on your scope. So, yeah, I am feeling better. I figured I would come in here while I'm feeling good, and I'm eating much better, because I had 2 tacos for lunch, because I still had some lentils left. So I went and had some lentil tacos with avocado and some shredded lettuce and some shredded cheese, Jaya cheese I had. It was really good. Filled me up, I'll tell you. So I'm good to go until tomorrow. I won't be eating anything the rest of the day, because I'm not hungry now at all. But I thought I'd come in here and, well, after I got my lunch eaten, come in a little earlier, because the Sabbath comes on so quick for some people. It'll be on for Erlene before it will me, because she's 3 hours ahead. So I thought I'd come in here so she can at least watch my Periscope before the sun goes down, and show everybody that you can make cookies and no bake, which is very, very simple. I like the fact that you can make them. They're no bake. You don't have to worry about heating up your oven. Especially in the summertime. I hate heating up my oven. It's just it makes it hotter than the blazes in here. It's already hot as it is, and then to heat up my oven, it gets really, really hot. No, I didn't. I didn't see that, Alexis. No, I didn't see that. I love trivia. I was laying there this morning during Alexis's scope because she had a question and answer session this morning. And when it comes to the spices, I did not know the most expensive spice in the world, which amazed me that was saffron. But then she talked about other expensive spices, and I wanted to yell out cardamom, but she wouldn't have heard me anyway, and I couldn't go on there because it was a replay. And I kept waiting for somebody to say cardamom, cardamom, cardamom. They finally got it because I figured it was. Let's see. Yeah. What am I stirring? Oh, I'm just a minute. I've got to set my timer. I'm stirring to make these no-bake cookies. I'm going to set my timer for 4 minutes. And I got to keep stirring because it's got to come to a rolling boil, which it is. I'll tell you what's in it. Right here, you can see I've got a 3 1/4 cup of oats set aside. I measured those out before I came in here and set them aside. Oh, is it expensive? I've never had it. I've never had saffron. Now, Alexis, you were wondering what the substitute for cinnamon is. Erlene was trying to tell you this morning, and I noticed it on your Periscope. She was trying to tell you that cardamom is the one that we use as a substitute for cinnamon. That's what she was trying to get across. I don't think you caught it, but cardamom is what I normally use. It's not a real cheap spice either, but I do use it quite often in place of cinnamon. It's similar to cinnamon in taste, but it's a less harmful, so that's what we use. So, in case you were wondering, that's what she was trying to get across. That we use cardamom as a substitute for cinnamon. Now, I know people that are not vegan are going to use cinnamon. You're going to use nutmeg. Now we use nutmeg. We use cloves. We do use allspice, but there's just cinnamon. We just don't use it because of if you've ever heard of that cinnamon challenge, people have been known to die of that. Oh. Yeah, it's different. It's different in taste, but it's similar to cinnamon enough that you can go ahead and use it, and nobody's going to know the difference because I do it all the time. Any recipe calls for cinnamon, I get my cardamom out because I get it at Walmart. Now I'm sure they've got saffron too. I just haven't seen it. I haven't ever bought it because I haven't had any need for saffron. I didn't realize that's expensive. I don't know how some of those others would be. There's a lot of spices out there. Vanilla, I know it's not cheap either. This wasn't cheap, and I can't exactly recall how much I paid for it, but it must have been $8 or something for this bottle. So to some people, that's really high. That's really expensive. But I use it because I like the flavor of it. Yes, it's boiling, and I have to keep it to a rolling boil. I can't stop it, and I have to stir it. Yes, it's boiling. It's supposed to boil for 4 minutes. That's why I set my timer. I have to let it boil for 4 minutes. In rice or meat recipes, it is used in rice or meat recipes. See, now I did not know that. See, now I'm learning something. You told me something and I did not know. I know it's a very rich spice. It's nice spice, but like I said, I've never used saffron. And when she said that saffron was the most expensive, that really puzzled me because my goodness, I didn't realize that's. And when she mentioned the price, I thought, wow, that is really an expensive spice. It really is. Oh, it's got 52 seconds to go, and then I can turn it off, take it off the heat, and then put the vanilla in. Oh, especially in Indian, I suppose, yes. Especially in Indian, yeah, I would think so. What I'm going to do is when this goes off, I'm going to sit it up here on my thing for right now, so I can put the vanilla in. Then I'll transfer it right back to the stove, so I can put the oats in it, stir the oats in it, because I have to put it on my wax paper sitting here, because you have to scoop it out on wax paper and leave them sit there until they cool off. You can't do anything with them until they cool off. You can't cut them, you can't eat them or anything. So, and I wanted to make sure that my oats fit in this pan. This, in case you're wondering, this is another pan from Pampered Chef. Okay. I'm going to put this over here. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to get my, I'll put a teaspoon of vanilla in here. Good on before it spills out. I want that spilling out, as expensive as it is. Now it says, add the oats and make sure they're all coated. Okay, now I'm going to add in the oats. Now you can watch me add in the oats. Whoa. When you try to do something on Periscope, that's just when you make a few mistakes. I'll catch those up. I'll get those under there. See, I gotta scrape, gotta get all around the bottom, all on the sides. And I'm going to, I think I'll put this back on the stove for a little bit and see if I can get this underneath here. Take this off. And unfortunately, it's on the wax paper, so it should be real easy to put right in here. That did. There we go. There. Now this stove is off, so they're not going to cook anymore. I just want to stir these around real well. Get them all coated. I think I'm going to go ahead, though, and I'm going to change spoons. I think that's a little bit big. Another one might work a little bit better trying to... got dishes to do again, as usual. Okay. Okay. And now you can see they're getting all coated. You got to get them all coated. And then it says to scoop them on the wax paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an ice cream scoop. I hope that'll work. It doesn't say what kind of scoop to use, but I would think that an ice cream scoop would work the best. Get these down in here. Oh, Chewy. You hear Chewy. He's chasing his tail. He's running around in circles trying to catch his tail. He cracks me up sometimes. Now, they're supposed to make 15 cookies. So I don't know how many I'll get out of here. It doesn't really matter, I guess. And these, you can't touch them until they're cooled off. You're gonna make some pretty big sized cookies, I think. See how many I get out of here. There may be some pretty big cookies. If I don't get 15, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use this ice cream scoop and see what I get out of here. Got a feeling I'm going to run out of wax paper. I'll have to figure out what I can do then. I'll put them a little closer. Can you all, yeah, I guess you can see what I'm doing. So these are supposed to cool off, and when they cool off, they're supposed to be cookies. So I hope they are. They look kind of funny now, but we'll see if they're going to look like cookies when they're cooled off. I'm not going to touch them because they're not supposed to until they're cooled off. Being these is the first time I've ever made these. There's going to be a little trial and error, as with everything. You can't, you know, it might not be right the first time, but I'm sure not going to give up if I, you know, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to try to put a little bit more on here. I could have probably used a parchment paper too, but they said use wax paper. I thought, well, I got both. I might just as well use the wax paper like they said. This is really going to make, I think they're going to be rich. I'm going to have to add some in the center somewhere. Sorry about that. There. If I don't see your comments or anything, it's because I'm trying to get these done, and I'll go back and look at them. I probably have a whole bunch like Alexis usually has, you know, 15 or 20 by the time I get done to look at. I like that feature that Periscope has now, though, where you can scroll back. That's ideal. You can scroll back, that way you don't miss anything. Before I'd miss so many of the comments because once they leave the screen, they're gone. But now they've made it that you can scroll back, or you can catch them real easily. I still don't understand it, why some of the comments are missing during replays, though. That I never can figure out. That's been happening for, oh my goodness, since I've been doing Periscopes practically. They have not been showing up. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's on Periscope. It's got to be with Periscope, really. That's where it has to be. I won't be able to touch these, but there you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know. Only some comments. They're not getting them all. Isn't that funny? Yeah. I got 13. It's supposed to have 15. Darn close. Darn close. You know, that's good enough. Look at that, though. Now, I won't be able to touch them when I'm on here, but they've got some pretty good-sized cookies there, don't they? Look at those. Simple enough to make. Real easy. And you got to cool them off. And then you take them off the wax paper and put them in a container. But let me go step away for a little bit. Yeah. Washing my hands again, and I'll be right with you. Okay, there we go. Now you can see what the cookies look like. And those that just come in, if you want to know what's in here, I will tell you. 3 1/4 cup of oats. Now I used old-fashioned oats, but I don't think it really matters. No, well, they're actually coconut oil no-bake cookies because they have oats in them. I know they look like Rice Crisps, don't they? But it's got 3 1/4 cup of oats, a 1/2 cup of melted coconut oil, a 1/2 cup of peanut butter, a half a cup, and I've got a natural peanut butter, half a cup of almond milk is what I have. They say cashew milk or milk of your choice. 2 cups of sugar, raw sugar. I use cane sugar. 1/2 cup of cocoa powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That's what the cookies have in it. And I can't move this wax paper but you can see what they look like. That I know they're going to be rich. I've already tasted what was on the spoon. It was really rich. So I'm sure they're going to be really good. It's going to take a while to get them cooled off, though. And once they're cooled off, then I'm going to post it up on Facebook. Yeah, because as they cool, then they'll harden on here. They'll harden up. And then I'll be able to get them off of here. Then I'll post them up on Facebook with the recipe. I know they do, don't they? Yes, I certainly did. I used carob powder. Yes, I did. I get mine from Amazon. I get the what is it called? Chatfields. This is what I get. Those that don't know what carob powder is. This is very it's premium carob powder. This is vegan. This is actually better for you than chocolate. It tastes better than chocolate, and you have to use less of it actually. And it makes it makes your cookies really dark. It makes them look like chocolate, so you can really see that they came out. I know, doesn't it though? I know, it looks great, doesn't it, dear? It really does. I mean, these cookies you can even make yourself, because I know with my daughter having 2 boys running around the house after school, you know, mama this and mama that. Well, boy, if she doesn't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, it's worth it for her, because she's constantly got to spend, doing this and doing that, helping them with their homework or what have you, because they're still on vacation yet. Yeah, if I like tea. The only thing is I don't drink tea. It's kind of an acquired taste. It's not that I never tried it. I haven't. It just didn't appeal to me too well. I don't drink coffee either. I'll tell you what. Give me a glass maybe of almond milk, and I can dip these in almond milk. That's good too, because I like the vanilla. The vanilla almond milk is what I usually use for my things like my cereal. Because I use the unsweetened for the recipes. When it calls for your milk, your non-dairy milk, I use the almond milk, because I find it's the cheapest for me to use, and it works best. Although you can take and make your own, which I have before. It's better actually sometimes in essence to make your own on everything instead of trying to rely on buying it. But that's why I wanted to make these, because I know that people come in here and they see what you can do with, use coconut oil. I mean, I love coconut oil. I like it better than I do olive oil. I use it more often than olive oil. But look what it did. Look what it did. It made 13 cookies. Hi, good to see you. Yeah, mine too, because you don't have to have your oven on. These would be real good for summertime because you don't have to have your oven on. And yet, everything in here is healthy. You got your oats in it. You got your coconut oil. I've got carob powder, not chocolate. I've got raw sugar, cane sugar, but you can also use coconut sugar. What are the ingredients? All right, I will tell you. 3 1/4 cup of oats, which I had the old-fashioned oats, and I also have quick oats, but I happen to use the old-fashioned. I don't think it really matters, because it didn't say. 1/2 cup of coconut oil melted, 1/2 cup of peanut butter, and I use Skippy, 1/2 cup of cashew milk or the milk of your choice. Since I use almond milk, that's what I had was almond milk. 2 cups of raw sugar, and I use the cane sugar. Like I said, you can use coconut sugar as well. 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, which it calls for, but I use carob. 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla. That's all it has in it. Very few ingredients. Yes, I know. I found this, I believe. I found it was it on Pinterest this morning? I think it was. I did find it on Pinterest, I do believe. Because I'm always finding stuff on Pinterest, and I happen to see these on there. And I thought, well, I'm going to make these for today because I normally don't come in here at all and do anything real gigantic, or I don't do anything at all. And I thought, well, these cookies would be ideal to make today. Not going to take very much time away from me or anybody else for that matter. And they look so good, you know. Oh, you are so absolutely welcome. I'm going to continue to do this as long as God gives me breath to do it. I'm going to continue to do it. I enjoy doing it. I really do. I learn from you and you learn from me because you tell me things that I don't know. And then I tell you, and then I show you how to use Pampered Chef tools. That's why Alexis comes in every morning and does her sculpts, to show you how to use Pampered Chef tools. Since she sells Pampered Chef, she shows you how to use Pampered Chef tools. This is from Pampered Chef. This also is from Pampered Chef. They use one of the measure rolls. There's 3 of them. This is the 2 cup. You have a cup, and then the one that Alexis had this morning was the real small one. And I've also got the adjustable spoons I was using. That's also from Pampered Chef. And I have, there's a big adjustable spoon. This is the tablespoon. Yeah, the measure all. Yes. And let's see. There's some stackables too. I've got down here at the very bottom. Stackable spoons. There's about 6 of them. I can find them here. Here's a few of the stackable spoons. The rest of them are getting washed. But there's 6 of these stackable spoons. So I'm pretty well set when it comes to measuring cups and measuring spoons. Although I do like those stackable measuring cups. I know. I lost over 50 pounds, and it just keeps coming off. Of course, since I've been sick, I haven't been eating very well, so it's really coming off now, which isn't good at all, because I need to, but I am starting to eat a little bit more again. But when you stop, you know, and not hungry, first get sick, and you, yep, it sure is. This is PC as well. The handles come right off. And while I'm here, Alexis has demonstrated before how to get the handles off, but I can show you. It's very simple. This is a 2-step process. You got a knob here that you pull in on. Now, and then you pull back on this gray, and it comes right off. And then you do this just the opposite to put it on. You just grab a hold of it, let go, and there it is. It's back on. They're very, very simple to get on and off. Believe me, when I first got the pans, I struggled to get those handles off. I thought, well, can I do this? Because I tried to do it on Periscope and couldn't do it. And I was embarrassed because I couldn't get them off. But you know, the more I worked at it, the more I finally got it. I know Alexa said that she struggled with it too. It was all new to me. I'd never done it before. I'd never taken handles off of pots and pans before, so I didn't know what to do. But thank goodness I finally figured it out. And now it's real simple. You know, the 12-inch skillet, I do take the handle off of that one. Yes, I am. I'm feeling much better. Thank you. Yes. It was a long drawn out process. I called my son today because it's his birthday. He's 47 today. And I asked him if he's, you know, feeling any better from his cold. He says, oh, he still has the sniffles. And he's had that cold since he got back from Israel. And we all know he got back from Israel on the 8th of December. So it's been over a month, and he's still fighting it. So it's a long, drawn-out process. But I asked him, do you feel any older? He says, no, not really. Yeah. Well, if he gets my age, he's going to feel a lot older, let me tell you. You know, he's 47. He's not going to feel any older, you know. He's going to begin to look older, but he's not going to feel older. So, but I just wanted to come in here, and I wanted to show you that these are very easy to make. They're not hard at all. And they're starting to, oh yeah, I'm not quite yet, because I don't want that falling apart. But they're starting to get to the point where you can, well, I'll show you this one right now. See? Oh, yeah, I know. It's rough, isn't it? It really is. It's really rough. So I'm going to have to let these cool for a little while, because they're not cool enough. Because I don't want them falling apart. So, but I think I'm going to go for now, because I got to get my dishes washed in a bit, and I want to rest up for a little bit before I do my dishes. So, but I thank you all for coming in here and sharing this out with me. And I hope to come back again on Sunday to do another Periscope. But in the meantime, Hope you have a blessed Sabbath, blessed weekend. Take care, and until we meet again, God bless. You're welcome, and bye-bye.